Hello students, let's continue our topic recombinant DNA. How recombinant DNA made. So here I have told you during formation of a recombinant DNA we have to notice some points. That is, one is your palindromic sequence. Palindromic sequence means it reads the same when it reads from both ends, from start and from end. Like your Malayalam, Malayam and Malayam. So this is same when read from this side and from this side. Another example we can take this to understand palindromic sequence, that is your Nitin. 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 It reads the same from both ends. So in case of E. coli, here the palindromic sequence means it is the restriction enzyme which cuts from the sequence in the DNA segment, that is reads GAATTC, that is from 5 prime to 3 prime, and CTTAAG, that is from 3 prime to 5 prime. Here we say how a plasmid used as a vector. Here we see that the diagrammatic representation of recombinant DNA by using plasmid. As I have told you, plasmid is the extra chromosomal autonomously replicating circular DNA. Means when a piece of DNA ligated or joined into plasmid, then it autonomously forms its copy number. So let's understand through the diagram. This is a foreign DNA and this is vector DNA. This is plasmid. So this is circular. So when we add the same restriction enzyme, it cuts both foreign DNA and the vector DNA from the same point, same sequence. So here it cuts the foreign DNA and here it cuts the vector DNA. This piece is joined here and forms. Here transformation occur, means the foreign DNA goes towards the plasmid and joined it. After receiving the foreign DNA, the plasmid is again introduced into E. coli, because E. coli is used here for cloning. Why E. coli is used for cloning? Because E. coli has less lifespan and it can able to make multiple copy numbers. That's why E. coli is used for cloning vector. So when transformation occurs, the plasmid replica start formation of replica of the foreign DNA, and after that the plasmid that contains the foreign DNA transferred into E. coli, and after 20 minutes E. coli start dividing and forms 2, and these 2 contains the foreign DNA which brought by the plasmid. And next topic is this is all about your recombinant DNA. And our next topic is separation and isolation of DNA. Our next topic is separation and isolation of DNA fragments. Separation and isolation of DNA fragments. So first let's understand how separation and isolation of DNA occurs. First, the DNA is caught by the help of restriction endonuclease and the DNA fragments are found. This can be separated by the help of gel electrophoresis. Gel electrophoresis is the device in which agarose gel is used, and this cut the DNA piece into many fragments, some smaller and larger. And when it cut the smaller, as we know DNA is negatively charged, so the smaller fragments of DNA move towards the anode and under an electric field. And due to sieving property, under an electric field and due to sieving property, sieving means the things that have more weight fall near and that have lighter in weight goes further. So based on sieving property, the smaller fragments of DNA moves towards the anode. Why? Because DNA is negatively charged. And nowadays most commonly used most commonly used polymerase is, I have told you, that is agarose gel, which is extracted from a seaweed, which is extracted from a seaweed. So after finding the small fragments of DNA, it is again taken to its visibility that whether the DNA fragments contain the desirable genes. So for that we can uh, use stains. For after staining, we can see the DNA fragments, and for staining we use ethidium bromide solution. Ethidium bromide solution. And when it is exposed to UV ray, we can able to see the orange color bands. Remember, without staining we cannot see the DNA fragments. So the DNA fragments are put in ethidium bromide solution, and ethidium bromide solution, when exposed to UV radiation or UV light, it shows orange color bands, and this DNA is again extracted, and this process of DNA extraction is called elution. That is called elution. So this is all about, for today this is all about your separation and isolation of DNA fragments. Again I will repeat